If you're planning a trip to Walt Disney World, I almost guarantee you're going to make at least one mistake. I definitely did. But today I'm going to share 7 of the ones that I have made so that you don't have to. Hi, I'm Shannon from wdwprepschool.com, and I have helped thousands of people plan Disney World trips that actually work. But trust me, the process of getting there with being able to give advice has taken a lot of trial and error. And the mistakes that I have made, I tend to repeat them over and over again so that other people don't do it. So let's go through 7 of them and what to do instead. Mistake number 1, not allowing enough time for transportation. So Disney World is the size of San Francisco or twice the size of Manhattan. And because of the size, it can take a long time. I originally thought that it would be quick and easy to get around until I realized it was going to take up to 60 to 90 minutes, especially if you're going between resorts, because what looks close on a map can take an hour in real life. And I think that is hard for people that haven't been to kind of understand the scale. To avoid this, always plan at least 60 to 90 minutes, especially if you're traveling between resorts. And if you want a more direct route than what Disney transportation provides, consider alternatives like using minivans or regular rideshare to get there faster. Mistake number 2, eating all over the place. On my very first Disney World trip, I booked everything that sounded good without any thoughts about how to get there or where it was located. For example, my first trip, I stayed at the Boardwalk Resort and had dinner at Ohana because I had heard that it was good. I had no idea that I was going to go over to another resort and that it was going to take a long time. Back then, rideshare didn't exist. So it meant going a bus from Boardwalk to Magic Kingdom, and then from Magic Kingdom, taking a monorail over to the Polynesian so that we could go to dinner at Ohana. Now, Ohana is delicious, but I much prefer to dine closer to where I am. So in the case of staying at the Boardwalk, there's lots of dining there, right? At the Boardwalk, as well as the nearby resorts. And Epcot's right there too. So if you have park hopper tickets, you could head in there every evening without any trouble. So the advice that I constantly give to dine where you are is completely born out of this, where I was just picking things randomly and then spending so much time on buses and other transportation that really cut into our days. Mistake number 3 is planning too much. I have had trips where I planned every minute and it just wasn't fun because it's just not possible to stick to a plan like that. It is hard to know beforehand how much you can fit in, especially if it's your first trip. So what I suggest doing is scheduling 2 to 3 main priorities per day and let the rest of the day be flexible. Whatever happens, happens. But at least you'll get those 2 to 3 main priorities done. Make sure you build in some downtime during the afternoons and remember to be flexible because that will be a lot less stressful. Mistake number 4, skipping PhotoPass photographers. For years, I avoided PhotoPass because I thought, why am I going to pay somebody when I can take my own photos? And then I realized I'm never in the photos. So my tip is that you definitely take advantage of the Disney PhotoPass photographers for group shots that do include you. And even if you don't want to buy a PhotoPass product like Memory Maker, you can still ask them to take photos with your phone. You can do both. You can say, go ahead and take PhotoPass pictures. And also, here's my phone. I'd like to have both options. So you don't have to buy them through Disney, but they have high quality cameras that can make them nice shots. So it might be something to consider. But definitely don't skip the PhotoPass photographers. Make sure you're all in the photos for your trip. Mistake number 5 is booking flights based on cost alone. So I know that when you have multiple people going on a trip, the cost of flights can multiply and add up so fast. I once grabbed the cheapest flight I could, had a 6 a.m. departure, 2 layovers, midnight arrival. It just set the tone for a very rough start to a trip. A few extra dollars can mean a lot less stress. And I just think if you can, to consider other things than cost. You might want to look at choosing convenience, especially if you have kids, and consider like what are your flight times, how many layovers, etc. I would also look at considering choosing your trip dates based on when flights are cheapest, like Tuesday to Tuesday instead of Saturday to Saturday, and that way you can get less expensive flights with hopefully a good schedule as well. Mistake number 6, not enjoying the Disney World resort, the hotel that I'm staying at. It's very easy to think you're paying all that money, you should be in the parks every second, but I think sometimes this can be a big mistake. Some of the best memories can happen at the resort, pool time, dining, just relaxing. So I would suggest that you schedule at least one half or a full resort day to take advantage of things like the pools, the activities, the lounges, and or use the afternoons for downtime. A lot of times the things that kids remember about trips are the downtime and the pool time and all that. So I would definitely incorporate it as a feature and not feel the need to be gone all the time. And mistake number 7, not making dining reservations far enough ahead of time. Early in my Disney planning days, I didn't realize how far in advance the dining would book up. And by the time I would check, sometimes everything was gone. And that's when I learned the importance of the dining booking window. Back in my day, back when I started, it was 180 days, but now it is 60 days. So make sure you mark your 60-day dining reminder on your calendar and then log in by 5:45 a.m. Eastern time. It'll usually open up between 5:45 a.m. and 6 a.m. Eastern time to snag popular dining reservations. If you miss something, keep checking because people cancel often. But to optimize your chances, make sure that you book them in order of difficulty. Like if you're going for something like Topolino's that's super popular, book that first and then save the less popular things till the end of your dining reservation booking list. So, to recap, here are the 7 mistakes to avoid, or 7 mistakes I've made that I hope you will avoid. Number 1, not allowing enough time for transportation. Number 2, eating all over the place instead of focusing on where you are. 3, planning too much. 4, skipping PhotoPass photographers. 5, choosing flights based on only cost. 6, not enjoying time at the resort. And 7, forgetting to make dining reservations. I know that planning a Disney World trip can feel really overwhelming, but if you can learn from my mistakes, it will go a lot smoother for you. And if you need help getting started on planning, we have a 6-step planning process that breaks it down to make it less overwhelming, and we'll walk you through it. I will link that in the description. Let us know about any comments or questions that you have down below, and thanks for joining.